The Vietnam War, 1955–1975, was one of the most significant and controversial conflicts of the 20th century, fought mainly in Southeast Asia. It was rooted in the struggle between communism and anti-communism during the Cold War era. Background: after World War II, Vietnam, which had been a French colony, declared independence under Ho Chi Minh and his communist-led Viet Minh movement. France tried to regain control, but after losing the First Indochina War, ending in 1954 with the Geneva Accords, Vietnam was divided into two parts. North Vietnam, communist, led by Ho Chi Minh. South Vietnam, anti-communist, supported by the US and other Western allies. The Geneva Accords planned for elections to reunify the country, but these elections never happened. Tensions escalated, and guerrilla warfare broke out in the south, supported by the north. The war itself: by the early 1960s, the conflict had turned into a full-scale war. North Vietnam and the Viet Cong, guerrilla fighters in the south, fought to unify Vietnam under communism. South Vietnam, backed heavily by the United States, resisted. The US feared the domino theory that if Vietnam fell to communism, other Asian countries would follow. The US involvement grew after the Gulf of Tonkin incident, 1964, leading President Lyndon B. Johnson to authorize massive troop deployments. At its peak, over 500,000 American soldiers were in Vietnam. Tactics and fighting: the Viet Cong used guerrilla warfare, ambushes, and tunnels. The US relied on advanced technology, heavy bombing campaigns like Operation Rolling Thunder, and chemical defoliants like Agent Orange to destroy jungle cover. The war was brutal, with enormous civilian casualties. Impact on America: the war deeply divided the US. Public protests, draft resistance, and media coverage showing the horrors of the war fueled the anti-war movement. Many questioned the morality and purpose of the conflict. The end of the war: in 1973, the US withdrew its combat forces after signing the Paris Peace Accords. However, fighting continued between North and South Vietnam. In April 1975, North Vietnamese forces captured Saigon, renamed Ho Chi Minh City, marking the end of the war. Vietnam was reunified under communist rule. Consequences: casualties: millions of Vietnamese, both soldiers and civilians, and over 50,000 Americans died. Destruction: vast parts of Vietnam were devastated. Legacy: the war remains a symbol of Cold War struggles, US military limits, and the costs of foreign intervention. It also left a long-lasting impact on American politics, society, and foreign policy, making leaders more cautious about military involvement abroad, often referred to as the Vietnam Syndrome.